Good evening, everyone, on Thursday evening, and I thought I would take the time to check in with everybody in the middle of the week. Actually, it seems like the middle, it's Thursday already, and this one is one week that's really flying by for many of us, especially of those who still have some obligations on the main campus where it's the last day or two of class, and coupled with the first week of a new online class, things get a little busy, and it's that time of year, springtime, just short of commencement. We all get very, very busy in the academic world. Okay, what I really want to talk about is just really briefly thank everybody for their introductions. We have a very interesting group, and of course that deals with diversity in the workplace. We have diversity in the virtual classroom. Quite a mix of people, a bunch of different backgrounds, and what I'm really looking forward to is to try to take advantage of those varying perspectives that people will bring to our discussions of diversity. And one of the things too that is very important to me, and perhaps I didn't emphasize it in the original introduction that I posted a few days ago, is the value of discussion. The value of discussion, particularly in an online setting, is just tremendous. And I think the engagement level and the quality of the discussion so far this week, just looking at the initial discussions of the initial two discussion boards, has been just really, really excellent. It's not a word I want to use too often, but this time it is true. It's excellent. People are engaged. People are sharing their perspectives, which is important. And more importantly, it's something I really appreciate. It shows a real engagement with the material and with what we're doing. And that is something that's very important to us. So all I can really say at this point is keep up the good work. And as I've been scrambling to try to keep up with you folks, I think I've managed to perform that role that you probably don't like in professors sometimes. We have this nasty habit of asking questions, and I've had the opportunity to ask a lot of questions and also have some ideas for some things that I may want to add to the material that you see so that we can put some of this into a little more of a business and operational context. And after all, this is the business school, and we are talking about diversity in the workforce. And that implies business implications, and I'm going to try to bring those in some ways that I've used them in other courses and things that you may see again. But really, business is such an interrelated field, and so many things fit together in this big puzzle that we call business, that I think it might be worthwhile to do so. So those will be coming along as we move ahead. But I am really just pleased with the result I see so far. A lot of different things. I've asked the same question to a lot of people, but I didn't ask it in the same way, and I've tried to nuance it to fit back into your discussion. So let's see where that goes. It's a little bit of a twist on sometimes we just post out another question or another thread, and I'm going to try not to do that. I'm going to try to keep it more individualized. Just make sure you keep monitoring your usage and getting the discussion in with other people, and try to spread it throughout the week. That's one caution I like to give classes early on. We find some people, I know it's hard. I know when you're working and you have so many other obligations, the temptation is to try to do everything Saturday and Sunday. Look, I understand it completely. I've been teaching online courses, I think, for about 13 years now. I've taken a lot of online courses. I've designed them and built them. I've done a large part of my graduate work in the last go-around that I had was online. Little did I ever think I'd become an online student for a while. So I understand the temptation is to do things when you can't. But a good, effective discussion takes place across a timeline. It takes place across an entire week. And the more we can do that, the more we'll learn from each other. I really am that committed to discussion board and how important they are, and from learning from each other. That's about what I have now. The materials, I think, this week were very good. The videos in particular are, I think, show the interrelationship of the issues, and we'll be able to add more as we go through our discussions, and not so much talk to each other, but listen to each other. I think that's very important. So with this little midweek announcement, which I will try to keep up every week, that's what I see coming. I'm really looking forward to some of these things about diversity in the law. It was kind of interesting. A colleague of mine at another university works closely with a person who is really well known in terms of athletics and diversity, Dr. Donna Lopiano at Southern Connecticut State, and she was very much a force in the development and the advancement of women in sport over the last 40 years or so. A very well-known person in that field. And when it comes to law, she has this little thing she calls the diversity trifecta. And she refers to the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Title IX of 1972, and the Americans for Disabilities Act, ADA, that we've all heard about. To her, that's the diversity trifecta. And this comes from one of the really great proponents of understanding and taking advantage of diversity and opening opportunities for everybody. So that little tidbit thrown in, let's keep going. It couldn't be going better if you ask me. And of course, if you have any questions, please contact me. My contact information is all in the course information section. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.